There it is. Hey everybody. Good afternoon. It's time once again for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. 1966 replay. May the 3rd, it's going to be the Cleveland Indians at the New York Yankees, the first of a 3-game series. Couple of good ones on the mound today. We've got El Tiante for Cleveland and Gentleman Al Downing for New York. Tiant, a magnificent card, 2.79. Great hits to innings ratio. Strikeout to walk ratio is excellent. Downing a 3.56 in 30 starts. Pretty good Ks, good hits to inning ratio. Good strikeout to walk ratio. The only chink in Tiant's armor that year was that he only worked 155 innings. Let's see what they've done in the replay. Tiant, 2 starts. He is 1-0 with a 2.25 ERA, 1 complete game. In 16 innings, only 7 hits allowed, and he struck out 12. For Downing, he's made 2 starts, 1-1 with a 2.76 ERA. 1 complete game, it was a shutout. 16 1/3 innings, 14 hits, 15 strikeouts. So 2 good cards that have put up good numbers so far. And greetings, Kenyon. Welcome. Kenyon, seems you never miss a game. At least lately. And oh man, I took a day off yesterday. Nice visit with the family. And I got to tell you, this frickin' time change just kicks my ass. And welcome to Ben. Hello there, Ben, and welcome. Greetings from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So yeah, I woke up at 7, which was, 6 ostensibly. So it'll take me a while to, the older we get, the harder it is to adjust to that hour. I tell you, I envy the people in Arizona. And Hawaii too, but I couldn't move there. I mean, theoretically, I could move to Arizona. I lived there once, briefly. 1982/83. So there's your starting pitchers. Yeah, you're right. Not eclair, Eau Claire. That's just, yes, it is a dessert. A favorite of mine, actually. I try to avoid those when I walk past the bakery because they come in a pack of 4, and son of a bitch, I'll eat all 4 of them. Not all at one time, naturally, but still, that's a hell of a lot of calories, especially for us older guys. And Kenyon, oh yes. Cleveland, a shocking 9-3. Almost shocking, certainly surprising. The Yankees, I think, now have passed the Cubs for the worst record in baseball at 3-13. Let's get you the Cleveland lineup, and we'll get this one started. Vic Davalillo in the leadoff spot. Max Alvis will bat second. Leon Wagner hits third. Rocky Colavito, a one-man wrecking crew, in the cleanup spot. And Fred Whitfield hits 5th, Pedro Gonzalez 6th, Larry Brown 7th, Joe Askew behind the dish today hits 8th, and Tiant on the mound will set the Yankees defensively for you. Jake Gibbs will catch Gentleman Al. The infield, Pepitone at first, Richardson at second, Boyer at shortstop, Tom Tresh at third base, with the outfield left to right of Clinton, White, and Roger Maris. So we're just about ready to roll here. Downing completed his warm-up tosses. And in steps Vic Davalillo. Davalillo comes into the game at just 212. No home runs, 4 RBIs. Left on left now as Downing gets the sign from Gibbs. And there's Jack from a rainy and windy Long Island. Sorry about that. And there's Mike. Good afternoon, everyone. Good crowd on hand today on a Sunday afternoon. Left on left as Downing goes into his windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 3-6 left-handed base hit up the middle. Davalillo starts things off with a leadoff single, and we are underway. Davalillo with great speed. He's a star 15 stealer, but Downing with a great hold, -4. Gibbs a 0. Still, that would knock Davalillo down to an 11 not held, so no need to hold him on. And here's Max Alvis. Max Alvis, the third baseman. He comes into the game batting .320 so far. 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in. So a good start for Max. Downing now working from a stretch. The pitch to Alvis. That's a 3-8 left-handed. Grounder to shortstop, but with a plus held on. That's going to be a single 2-base advance. Oh, my. And Davalillo will round and head into third. Holy cow, runners at the corners. Let me slide this up so that I can see what's being typed here. I try to look at the chat between the half inning, or I tend to get distracted, but a lot of buzz going on so far. And Ben saw one of my games for the first time yesterday. Oh, right. So are you the guy that's watched the Dodgers at Padres and left the comments? I tried to answer as many of those questions as best as I could, as briefly as I could. And welcome to Sports Time Machine. And absolutely, yeah, 1-0 on a brilliant game by El Tiante. Cleveland has something going here already in the first. Runners at the corners and nobody out. And here's Leon Wagner now. Wagner, left-handed hitter. Comes into the game .241, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. Downing in a bit of a jam already. They'll play back. Left on left. And here's the pitch. That's going to be a 5-8 left-handed. Swung on and missed strike 3. Oh my, what a big strikeout there by Downing. 1 down, and here's Rocky Colavito. Colavito leads the league in quite a few offensive categories. Ready for this? He comes into this game hitting .468, 6 home runs, 13 runs batted in. They'll play at double play depth. Huge at bat already. We're only in the first inning. Downing from the stretch. Pitch to Rocky, 5-5 right-handed, grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Boyer. A 3E19. This could be 2. Here's the play. On a 20, it is Boyer to Richardson to Pepitone. And Downing gets out of the jam. 6-4-3X. Great play there by Boyer to end the inning. So no runs, 2 hits, 1 left. And it's no score as we go to the bottom of the first. That's right, Ben. Yeah, that was an older game. I actually watched part of it this morning after reading your comment. I had to remind myself, which game was he talking about here again? Yes, sirree. The Cleveland Indians waste what looks like a big opportunity there in the first. Now let's give you the Yankee lineup. Richardson leading off at second base. Roy White will bat second. A day off for Mickey Mantle, although he pinch hit in this game in real life, so we'll probably be seeing him. Roger Maris hits third. Tom Tresh in the cleanup spot. Joe Pepitone bats fifth. Lou Clinton, sixth. Clete Boyer bats seventh. Jake Gibbs, the catcher, hits eighth, with Downing hitting ninth, setting Cleveland defensively for you. Joe Askew catching El Tiante, the infield. Fred Whitfield first, Gonzalez at second, Brown at short, Alvis at third, with the outfield left to right, Leon Wagner, Vic Davalillo, and of course Rocky. So here's Richardson now. Richardson comes into the ball game hitting .282, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. The big problem has been offense for these Yankees. As a team, they're only batting .227, compared to Cleveland's 278. So a huge difference there offensively. Pitching as well. The Yankees with a 5.13 ERA. That has to be near the bottom of the league. And Cleveland with a 3.25, which you would think would be near the top of the league. The plus also applies with a runner held on. Okay, that's on Super Advanced Sports Time Machine. I don't play Super Advanced. I'm playing Advanced except for the stealing. The stealing and base running, I do use the Super Advanced, more or less as a governor on myself, because you have to roll for the lead. If it weren't for that, I would be stealing constantly with the old A and double A thing. Those guys go every time if I'm playing basic. I tend to get overly carried away with the stolen bases, so the Super Advanced is nice because it keeps me in check a little bit. Okay, Tiant ready to work now. Askew flashing some signs. Here's the windup and the pitch to Richardson. That's going to be a 3-8 right-handed high fly ball to left field. Back goes Wagner at the track and makes the catch for the out. Oh my goodness, that was hit hard. Let's take another look at that. 3-8, homer to 9, but on a 16, just a loud out to left field. And that'll bring up Roy White, switch hitter batting lefty against Tiant. White comes into the game at 288, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. He also has 5 doubles. Tiant into the windup now. Here's the pitch, 212 right-handed, fly to center, playable for Davalillo. He runs it down, and there's 2 down. And that'll bring up Roger Maris. Maris comes into the game hitting just 167, 10 for 60, just 1 home run, 8 RBIs. So if you're looking for some answers to the Yankees' offensive struggles, you could probably start with Maris, who really needs to get going, especially against righties. This card isn't very good against lefties, but it's a good card against righties. So far, not much to show for it. Here's Tiant's pitch now. That's going to be a 3-9 right-handed. Struck him out. And Maris's struggles continue as the Yankees go down in order in the first. Forgot to write that in there. We've played an inning. Yankee Stadium. It's no score. And the reason I don't Sports Time Machine is I find the Super Advanced fielding chart to be extremely confusing. I'm almost certain that would simply lead to even more mistakes on my part. And I'm already trying to keep the mistakes at a minimum. Now, there's never going to be no mistakes, but we try to keep them. Oh, Ben, okay, that's a good question. We try to keep the mistakes to a minimum. I just started recently doing that because I got an email request, or maybe it was a message. One gentleman wanted me to distinguish between strikeouts on the pitcher's card versus strikeouts on the batter's card. And he suggested I write a backwards K. Well, the problem with that is I'm very OCD, and I actually tried to do it, and I can't. I cannot write a backwards letter. My brain will not allow me to do so. I'm telling you the truth. So he said, well, circle on the pitcher's card. And I thought, well, probably there's going to be a lot more strikeouts on the pitcher's card than the batter's card. So out of pure laziness, I chose to circle the batter's card. Yeah, he was trying to indicate that too, that all the ones on the batter's card would be looking strikeouts. Or actually, he wanted it on the pitcher's card. And then I explained that, well, in the 60s, that might be more true today, but in the 60s, these guys weren't up there looking to walk. These guys were up there looking to swing. It's a totally different mindset from today's game. Watching Sandy Koufax, I can tell you he did not get a lot of called strikes. He got a lot of swinging strikes. Yeah, I agree with you, Ben. I think he had it backwards. But anyway, I did do something to differentiate the two. Top of the second, it's Fred Whitfield. He comes into the game 382, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. So the second really offensive force on this club besides Colavito. Downing left on left. Here's the pitch to Whitfield now on a 3-7. Struck him out. Second K for Gentleman Al. 1 away, and here's the second baseman, Pedro Gonzalez. Gonzalez comes into the game at 267, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Downing gets the sign from Gibbs. Here's the windup on the pitch. That's going to be a 5-6 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Al has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters to face him. So Downing started the game a little shaky, gave up singles to the first 2 hitters, has calmed down nicely since, and here's Larry Brown with 2 away. Brown comes into the game 244, no home runs, just 2 runs batted in. Right-handed batter, Downing, the windup and the pitch. A 5-7 right-hander, a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Bobby Richardson, Gold Glover at a 1E17. And here's the roll on the play. That's going to be a 12, error rating 5. That's always a tricky roll. On a 17, he boots it. That's going to be an error, Bobby Richardson. So a rare misplay by Richardson. Error, New York. And that puts Brown on first base with 2 down. Brown not a threat to run. And that'll give Joe Askew a shot. Askew's only been in 5 ball games, 214, but he does have a pair of home runs. Downing now working from the stretch. Oh, that's interesting, Sports Time Machine. I like that. There's Franklin. Franklin, you know, I used to work with a guy like you. Always had a reason for being late. No, I kid, but I know you've got a good sense of humor. From the stretch now, the pitch to Askew. 1-5 left-handed, fly ball to left field. Clinton backing up a bit and makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. There was an error. And we're still scoreless, heading to the bottom of the second. El Tiante and Gentleman Al Downing, both favorites of mine, both extremely likable gentlemen. Tresh, Pepitone, and Clinton due for New York. Tom Tresh comes into the game hitting just 167. He does have 4 home runs and 8 RBIs. Oh, nice, Franklin. Care to tell us a little bit about it? At least who was playing on the score, if nothing else. Tresh switch hitter batting left-handed now. Tion into the windup. It's a 4-11 left-handed. Ball 4, he loses him. Leadoff walk to Tresh. And that'll bring up Pepitone. Joe Pepitone comes into the game hitting just 213, 2 home runs, leads the club in RBIs with a dozen. And welcome to Doug Hunt. Pleasure to have you today. Man, we've got a good crowd here for a Sunday. Everybody relaxing after church, breakfast, brunch. Well, go for it, Franklin. Okay, runner on first takes his lead. From the stretch, the pitch to Pepitone. That's going to be a 4-10 left-handed. Grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Brown, a 3E31. This could be 2. Here's the play on a 19. It's Brown to Gonzalez to Whitfield. Double play. 4-6-3X, the runner is erased. And with 2 outs, Lou Clinton will come to bat. Clinton hasn't played a whole lot this season. He's been in 8 ball games, 5 for 15, no homers, 2 RBIs. Tiant now into the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 3-4 right-handed foul ball left side. Alvis drifting into foul ground, and that's going to do it. No runs, no hits, nobody left. And we're through 2 scoreless innings. Yes, sir, Ben, and each team has done that. Double play turned by New York in the first, and now the Indians return the favor in the bottom of the second. And Tiant will lead it off, for Cleveland as we move to the third. Tiant, a right-handed batter, 1W. Downing into the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 4-7 to the righty. Single to 2, but on a 13, that's going to be fielded by Tresh, who throws across the diamond in time. And with 1 away, Vic Davalillo steps to the plate. Vic singled to lead off the ball game. Left on left now. It's going to be a 4-10 left-handed catcher's card X. That'll be Gibbs. Gibbs a 3-E5. And here's the roll on the play. On a 7, it is a pop out to the catcher. So 2X, 2 down, and here's Max Alvis. Max also singled his first time up today. And Doug's doing it out of the park, 72. I have to ask you, Doug, is Out of the Park the game that used to be called Pursue the Pennant? I'm trying to figure that one out. I know they Pursue the Pennant changed their name. And I want to say it's Out of the Park, but I'm not sure. The pitch to Alvis now is going to be a 2-11 left-handed. Tapper down to first base. Pepitone will take it himself. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Downing. So much as billed, it's a pitcher's duel so far. Cleveland looked like they were going to get something going in the first. Downing able to get out of it. And it'll be the bottom of the order for the Yankees in the bottom of the third. Clete Boyer to start it off. Boyer comes into this game hitting just 169. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Tiant now into the windup. The pitch to Boyer. That's going to be a 2-10 right-handed. Triple to 7. That's going to be extra bases. On a 13, Boyer will round and hold up at second with a leadoff double. So Clete Boyer, hard hit ball into the left center gap, rolls to the wall, thought about going to third, but held up with nobody out. And here's Gibbs, Jake Gibbs, the left-handed hitting catcher. He's only been in 5 ball games, but he's 6 for 15. That's 400, no RBIs. Tiant, the sign from Askew now. Jack, I think that's it. Diamond Mine. I think it's M-I-N-D, isn't it? Diamond Mind. Tiant, the pitch to Gibbs, 5-5 left-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. And that's Tiant's second K of the ball game. Gibbs down on strikes, and here's Downing. Downing, a right-handed hitting pitcher. Hang on, I had to restart the crowd noise loop. 1W, the pitch from Tiant. 4-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. So after the leadoff double from Boyer, Tiant fans the next 2 batters. Now there's 2 down, and it's up to Bobby Richardson. 3rd K of the game for El Tiante. I remember some guy talking about that in the mid-'80s when I was in Southern California, and I used to play a lot of those face-to-face tournaments. I played a few up here, but the problem is they never have any in Spokane. You've got to drive over to the Seattle area, and it's expensive for the hotel, of course, and it's not a bad drive. I used to make it all the time when I was younger. I used to go over for concerts and drive back that night, but at my age now, I don't do that anymore. 2 down, runner at second. Here's Richardson. Tiant in the windup. 5-7 right hand and a triple to 3. That's going to be down for a 2-star single. Boyer will round and score, and it's 1-0 New York. An RBI single for Bobby Richardson. So Richardson picks up his 8th RBI of the season. And here's Roy White now. White flew to center his first time up. Tiant now working from the stretch. Pitch to the left-hander, 1-7. Ball 4, he loses him. Richardson will move down to second base. First and second, 2 away. And here comes Roger Maris. And boy, this would be a good time for him to get going. Tiant trying to slam the door on this inning. Here's the sign now, the windup and the pitch. 4-7 left-handed. Grounder to second. That's going to be Gonzalez. He'll go the short way to Brown, and that'll do it. Whoops, wrong spot, Steve. But the Yankees score a run on 2 hits. And after 3 complete, it's New York 1, Cleveland nothing. Kind of made a mess of that. As always, my biggest enemy is my own vision. A big eraser, yeah. I don't really like writing with a pencil. I've always pressed too hard. I tend to bust a lot of leads, and that would slow down the game. Could get one of those mechanical pencils, I guess, right? Anyway, when I like that, Ben, yeah, then it's a broken bat. As the bat boy gets a new one, as Steve loads his broken mechanical pencil for the 4th time this inning. Leon Wagner will lead off the 4th. Indians trail by a run now. Wagner struck out in his first at-bat against Downing. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That's going to be a 3-9 left-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and down he goes again. This time on his card. Gosh darn it. There I go again. That was Pavlov's dog there. I automatically wrote in the spot where I put the white out. So 1 down, and here's Colavito now. Rocky grounded into a double play his first time up. Again, the league leader in most offensive categories, at least the big ones. And here's the pitch. That's going to be a 3-11 against the left-hander. Deep fly ball to left. Clinton backing up on that. On the track, makes the catch for the out. So Colavito gave it a ride. Maybe got under it just a bit much, and it died on the track. And here's Whitfield now. He struck out his first time up. Downing now with 4 Ks on the ball game. The windup, left on left to Whitfield, a 3-6, struck him out. 5 strikeouts for Gentleman Al, 1-2-3 inning. Through 3.5, it's 1-0 Yankees. I think Strat-O-Matic is as well, Franklin. In fact, most of you guys were familiar with the during the strike season, 94, they played the All-Star game on Strat-O-Matic and broadcast it. Next question, what are the names on the corner? I have to put something in there so I can see that. Bear with me as Tiant gets loose for the bottom of the inning. The names in the corner, you mean down here? Those are the bench players and relievers that actually played in this game in real life. Now, I don't go totally by that, but I use it as a guide. Sometimes, of course, the game situation is entirely different and calls for a different player. The most difficult thing about this kind of thing, of course, is trying to play an impartial game when you're playing solitaire. I think I do a pretty good job for the most part. Tresh, Pepitone, and Clinton for the Yankees. In this particular game, I love both of these starting pitchers so much, I really can't choose a rooting interest, so that in a way makes it easier for me. No, there's no rules like that, because normally you're playing against someone else, Ben. Solitaire, you kind of have to make your own house rules for the situation. There's Gerald. Thank you, Gerald, and welcome. Tresh, switch hitter batting left. He walked his first time up. Tiant now. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a 1-5 right-handed two-hopper to second. Gonzalez coming in on it. Throws him out. 1 away. And here's Joe Pepitone. Pepitone puts the comb back in his rear pocket. He bounced into a double play his first time up. The windup on the pitch. That's 1-9 right-handed. Hard grounder. Smooth stop by Gonzalez over to Whitfield. 2 down quickly. And it's up to Clinton. Lou Clinton popped to third. Actually fouled out to third in the second. Here's the windup, here's the pitch. It's going to be a 3-5 right-handed deep fly ball to left field. Backing up is Wagner. He's there. So Clinton gave it a ride. Wagner, with plenty of room, hauls it in, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for El Tiante. And we're through 4 here. New York 1, Cleveland 0. Another great ball game so far. I think I've been very fortunate with the amount of close games and late inning drama that I've had. I do think that the card set has a lot to do with that. 66, not a big scoring year. That tends to keep things close. As I said before, if you were playing this, if you were doing a replay with one of the steroid seasons from the 90s, I think you'd have a lot more blowouts. But I loved the 60s baseball. Franklin, did you know? That's an interesting point, and I have to comment on that. Strat-O-Matic will make a custom card for you with your name on it. I've never done that, but I've seen guys that have. Action PC, I just bring up the game, sees on the computer. Oh, I do that with Strat-O-Matic too on the Windows game. In fact, you can replay a whole season on that in less than 15 minutes. I do that for keeper leagues I'm in. I'll run off 10 or 15 replays and take the average and see what kind of a team I have. Top of the fifth, it'll be Gonzalez, Brown, and Askew for Cleveland. Gonzalez struck out his first time up. Downing the sign from Gibbs. Here's the windup. Pitch to Pedro, a 1-9. Triple to 4. He's going to settle for a long single on a 12. And Gonzalez aboard to start off the fifth. He's a star 15 stealer, but with Downing's -4 hold, he'd be an 11. I should say with the batteries hold. Downing's -4, and of course Gibbs is 0. So at an 11, no need to hold him on. And here's Brown. Downing now working from the stretch. Pitch to Brown, a 3-5. That's ripped into the left field gap. That's going to roll to the wall. That'll be an open double. Gonzalez can try to score on that. Let's see, 3-5 picked up there by the left fielder, Clinton, a -2 arm. Gonzalez 14-12 to the plate with nobody out. He's going to hold up. But Cleveland's in business here in the fifth. Second and third, nobody out. And Joe Askew coming to bat. And now the Yankees will pull the infield in. There you go, Franklin. Yeah, with the fake names, it gets you. That's totally understandable. I've already gotten to learn a lot about 1966 from this replay, and these are real names. A lot of these players I knew, but later on in their career, some I didn't know anything at all about. So infield in, second and third. Downing now trying to get out of a jam. The pitch to Askew. That's going to be a 5-6 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. What a good time for a strikeout for Gentleman Al. His 6th K of the ball game. They'll keep the infield in for El Tiante. He's an A bunter. Let's check the speed at third. Gonzalez, pretty good speed. I don't do this very often, but this might be a good time for the squeeze play. Infield in would drop him by 1. He'd be a B. He's going to lay it down. It's the squeeze play. That's going to be a 9 on a B. Batter is safe. Runner at third, thrown out by the third baseman. So that's going to go 5-2 force. And Tiant hit it a little too hard. Brown, of course, will move into third. Now there's first and third, 2 away. And it's up to Davalillo, left on left. Now I'm feeling like maybe I should have sent the runner on the double. One more shot at it here for Cleveland. Left on left from the stretch. 112 liner into the glove of Pepitone. Oh my goodness, and Downing gets out of it. No runs, 2 hits, they leave a pair. And that's 2 innings today now where Cleveland has kind of squandered some opportunities. And they still trail 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the fifth. And they only have 4 hits. They bunched them, but we're still unable to score. The Yankees only have 2 hits, and they bunched them. Boyer, Gibbs, and Downing do in the bottom of the inning. Tiant gets the sign from Askew now. The herky-jerky windup for which he was so well known. And here's the pitch. 3-10 right-handed. That's a ground ball into the hole at short. Brown has it. Long throw across in time. And here's Gibbs now. Gibbs struck out his first time up. Tiant gets his sign. Here's the pitch. 2-4 right-handed. Pops him up right side. Gonzalez under it. And quickly there are 2 away. And that'll bring up Downing, the pitcher. Right-handed hitter. Tiant into his windup. 6'11" right-handed, swung on and missed strike 3. And Downing flails for the second time today. 1-2-3 inning for El Tiante. We're through 5 innings in a 1-0 pitcher's duel favor of New York. Oh, that's cool, Franklin. I just saw that. Franklin Long has a 69 season going as the Orioles. And, of course, most of you are probably familiar with Jeffrey Guterman's 1969 replay. If not, let's see here. If not, I should put the link up. I haven't done that in a while. Let's drop that right in here. There it is. He's in the pennant drive mid-September in a 1969 complete replay. Moving along to the 6th, it'll be Alvis, Wagner, and Colavito for Cleveland. Downing gets the sign from Gibbs now. Here's the windup. The pitch to Max Alvis, a 1-3 high fly ball deep to left field. Clinton backing up on the track, makes the catch for the out. Oh, I can't even touch that one, Franklin. Both an absolute joy to watch. I'll tell you who reminded me more recently. A more recent pitcher reminded me a lot of El Tiante, and that was Johnny Cueto. Here's Wagner, 0 for 2, struck out twice so far against Downing. Downing left on left. The pitch, 1-4, high fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Maris, it's gone. Leon Wagner has just tied this game up with a home run. Holy crap. Let's look at that again. 1-4, left on left on an 18, just does clear the fence. Oh my goodness. And for Leon Wagner, that's his 4th home run of the season. And here comes their most feared batter, Rocky. Tie ball game now in the 6th. Downing in S7 as far as endurance goes. Here's the pitch for Rocky. 2-8 left-handed. Comebacker. Downing has it. Over to Pepitone, 2 down. And that'll bring up Fred Whitfield. He struck out twice against Downing today, both on his own card. Downing the sign from Gibbs. Here's the pitch. 5-3 lefty, fly ball to left field X. That's going to be Clinton, a 3-E8. Clinton racing towards the line. Here's the play on an 11. That'll be the E rating. It's that dreaded 5. On an E8, it's a 2-base error, Clinton. Whitfield will pull into second. So E7, second Yankee error of the ball game, and now the Cleveland has the go-ahead run in scoring position with 2 down, and Pedro Gonzalez will come to bat. Gonzalez 1 for 2 today. And that one, Ben, I did answer that in response to your comment. But let me wrap up the inning and we'll go at it again. Pitch to Gonzalez. 3-9 left-handed, grounder second base. That's Richardson. Fields it cleanly. Over to Pepitone, and that will do it. The Indians, however, tie it up on a blast by Wagner. And it's a 1-1 game. Let's see, he's a 7. Tiant's also a 7. So here in this case, there's the starter fatigue rating for Tiant is a 7. And he also pitched in relief. His relief rating is a 3. Downing a starter is also a 7 starter. So what that means is once they reach their inning of fatigue, in this case the 7th for both starters, at that point any combination of 3 hits and or walks in an inning fatigues them. Or a combination of 4 over 2 innings. Or 5 over 3, and so on and so on. For the relievers, it goes by outs. So his R3, that would be 9 outs. I guess it's basically the same. The only difference is, of course, the reliever can come in the middle of an inning, whereas a starter is always beginning the inning. Top of the order due for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 6th in a 1-1 tie. Both pitchers just marvelous today. Tiant's only allowed 2 hits. Here's Richardson now. He has 1 of those. He's 1 for 2. And here's the pitch. It's a 2-7 right-handed fly ball into center. That's playable for Davalillo. And he'll make the catch for the out. 1 down, and here's Roy White. 0 for 1 with a walk. Tiant the sign from Askew. The pitch is a 6-6 left-handed, and he walks him, ball 4. The 3rd walk issued by Tiant today. White a star 15 stealer. Let's check the Cleveland battery. Tiant a -3. Askew a -2. Oh my God, that's 5. That would knock White down to a 10 without being held, so no need to hold him on. And with 1 away, Roger Maris will come to bat. Maris 0 for 2. Still trying to get on track this season. Tiant now working from a stretch. Here's the pitch to Maris. That's going to be a 5-4 left-handed. Catcher's card X. Askew a 4E5. Here's the roll on the play. On a 20, it's a pass ball and foul out. So White will move up on the pass ball. That will be charged to Askew. And then the foul out to the catcher for the 2nd out of the inning. And here's Tresh. Tresh 0 for 1 with a walk. Runner in scoring position and 2 down. That's going to be a 3-6 against the right-hander. That's a high fly ball to deep right field. Colavito on the track makes the catch for the out. Oh my goodness, there's some drama. 3-6, home run to 9, but on a 16, it's just a loud fly ball to right, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 left on, and we're through 6 in a 1-1 tie. So Trash almost got that one out of here. Got under it a little too much. And it ended up being just a loud out to Colavito. Oh, there you go, Mike. Mike also playing 64 AL, various teams. Now, what did you explain that? What do you mean by various? Are you managing various teams? And absolutely, Franklin, and some of you guys, most of you guys know this already, but when I started doing the streaming, it was my first foray back into the cards and dice in about 25 years. I got very spoiled by the Windows version. But as I always say, I think the cards and dice is more fun. But definitely you can play more games and have your stats kept for you on the Windows version. So they both have their pluses and minuses for sure. To the 7th we go. It's Brown, Askew, and Tiant, the bottom of the Cleveland order. Downing gets the sign from Gibbs. Pitched 3-6 left-handed, pops him up right in his good column. Boyer's going to take it. 1 down. And welcome to Jeffrey. Hope your day is going well, sir. Yeah, you walked in on a good one here. Pitcher's duel between El Tiante and Gentleman Al. And here's Joe Askew now, 0 for 2. Downing the windup on the pitch. 3-5 against the lefty. Hard ground ball to third base. Tresh has it. Over to Pepitone. Quickly 2 down in the 7th. And now it's decision time. Well, not really much of a decision. Probably in real life you'd bat here, but you guys know me by now. I like to see these pitchers go, especially if they're doing well. So Tiant is not coming out of this game. Here's Downing's pitch. That's going to be a 1-3 grounder to second. Richardson to Pepitone, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Downing. You know, Ben, I haven't played backgammon since the early to mid 80s. I never was a serious player. I screwed around with it a little bit. I'm trying to think when the last time I played was. Probably 83 or 84. Okay, Tiant ready to go to work in the bottom of the 7th in a 1-1 tie. It'll be Pepitone, Clinton, and Boyer for New York. Pepitone's 0 for 2. He's hit the second base twice. Tiant into the windup now. That's going to be a 4-7 lefty. Grounder to second. That's Gonzalez. Throws him out, 1 down. And here's Lou Clinton, the left fielder. 0 for 2. Tiant the windup. Pitch to Clinton. 2-6 right-handed. Fly ball into center. Davalillo coming in on it. Now he's there. Makes the catch 2 away quickly in the bottom of the 7th. And it'll be up to Cleet Boyer. Boyer has one of the Yankees' 2 hits and a double in the 3rd, and he came around to score their only run of the ball game. Now Tiant. That's beautiful. Tiant with the catch to Boyer. 2-8 righty. Right in his good calling, but he pops him up on the infield. Brown's got it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for El Tiante. Holy cow, we are tied at 1 through 7 innings of play. I got to catch up on the chat now, and Mike C. explaining the 64 replay. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. And Kenyon's comment, that's hilarious. And Mike, that's what I was doing here at first, as you probably know. Then I thought, hell, it only takes about 6 to 10 minutes to manually enter each game into the Windows version under the manual entry mode. That was a good move in retrospect. I should have been doing that all along. Wow, to the 8th we go in a 1-1 tie. 2 pitchers pitching their hearts out here. Top of the order for Cleveland. Vic Davalillo is 1 for 3 today. Tiant getting his sign. Here's the pitch to Vic. It's a 4-7 left-handed ground ball second base. Gonzalez makes the play, 1 down. And here's Max Alvis. Alvis also 1 for 3. Wait a minute. I've got the wrong pitcher out there. Let's back that up. See what the hell I did here. My apologies. We'll have a slight delay for a scoreboard replay review here. That should have been Downing pitching to Davalillo. I don't remember what the role was, but we're about to find out. Okay, here we go. It's a 4-7. That's a base hit. 4-7 left-handed off of Downing. That's a base hit, so I beg your pardon. We're going to correct that. That'll go as a single for Davalillo. Yeah, I highly recommend the computer game. Okay, here's a situation. Davalillo on first, nobody out. He's a star 15 stealer. Downing, however, a -4. Gibbs a 0, that'll make him an 11, and Max Alvis comes to bat. And now there's action in the New York pen. Hal Reniff throwing down there. From the stretch, the pitch to Alvis. That's going to be a 4-2 right-handed high fly ball to deep left field. Clinton backing up on the track, makes the catch for the out. So Alvis gave it a ride. It's a loud out to Clinton, 1 away, and here's Leon Wagner. Wagner, 1 for 3, struck out twice and then hit one out of here for a home run in the 6th. That was the game-tying home run. Left on left now. Downing gets his sign from the stretch. 2-11. Comebacker. Downing down to Richardson, and that's it. That'll be a force. Davalillo forced. The slower Wagner at first now with 2 down. And here comes Rocky. Rocky once again leading the league in most offensive categories, or at least among the league leaders in the Triple Crown stats. He came into the game at .468, 6 home runs, and 13 RBIs. Downing from the stretch. Pitch to Rocky. That's going to be a 1-7. He walks him. And now Downing just 1 hit or walk from fatiguing. First and second with 2 away. And Fred Whitfield will be the hitter. Whitfield's 0 for 3 today. He struck out twice against Downing. Reniff about ready down there. As Downing comes set. And now the pitch to Fred Whitfield. 5-7 left-handed. It's a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Richardson, a 1E17. You can almost put this one in the bank. On a 7, he's got it. Fine play. Throws him out, and that'll do it. 4-3X. Whitfield retired. No runs, a hit, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 1. So now, and primarily for Ben, since that was into one of Downing's endurance innings, 1 single, 1 walk. So now in the 9th, it would only take a combination of 2 rather than 3 to tire him. That would be 4 over 2 innings. Tiant getting ready to work the bottom. It's going to be Gibbs. And that's probably going to do it for Downing. I can only go so far. They have to hit for him in the 8th. Gibbs the pitcher's spot, and Richardson. Tiant into his windup now. The pitch to Gibbs. 5-3 left-handed. Comebacker to the pitcher X. A 2E38. This could be trouble. Here's the roll on an 8. It's the E rating. It's that dreaded 5 again. On a 38, he boots it. Error Tiant. So an E1 to start off the inning. First error for the Indians. Gibbs, a star 16 stealer and a 12 runner. Very unusual for a catcher. But again, with Tiant's -3 and Avscu's -2, that's 5. He's down to an 11, not held. And now the Yankees really have no choice. They'll have to send up a pinch hitter for Downing, which is kind of a shame, at least from my perspective. Downing goes 8 innings. He only allowed 5 hits. The 1 run, the homer by Wagner. He walked only 1. Struck out 6. Reniff, who'd been warming, is ready. And look who's coming up. Mantle, pinch hit in this game in real life. Good a time as any. Mickey Mantle grabs the bat. And as he strides to the plate, the crowd is going wild here. So Mickey Mantle, kind of a slow start to the season for him in the replays, hitting just 195, only 1 homer, 6 RBIs, looking to get untracked in this replay. Tiant ready to work. Runner takes his lead from the stretch. 6-6 to the lefty. Ball 4, he loses him. And the Yankees are in business in the bottom of the 8th. First and second, nobody out. And here's Bobby Richardson. And Cleveland's going to bring the corners in. Richardson will be a C, and he's going to lay it down anyway. A C on a 9. Batter is safe. Leading runner is thrown out. So they fire down there and get the lead man. Richardson bunted it a little bit too hard. That's going to go, we'll call it 1-5. That'll be a force play. Mantle into second. Gibbs forced at third, and that's the first out of the inning. So Richardson trying to move him over. Bunts it a little too hard back to the mound. And Tiant able to nip the lead man. So here's Roy White now, 0 for 1. He's walked twice. Tiant from the stretch. That's going to be a 4-6 to the lefty. Popped him up. Infield fly rule is called as Gonzalez squeezes it for the second out. And Tiant now just 1 out from getting out of this jam, but it's a big hitter. It's Roger Maris. Maris 0 for 3 today, also trying to get untracked this season. Tiant from the stretch now. Pitch to Maris. 4-7 left-hander is a grounder to second base. Gonzalez throws him out, and Tiant gets out of the jam. How about that? No runs, no hits, 2 left on. Holy cow, we go to the 9th in a 1-1 tie. What a freaking ball game. Reniff will come in now. 3.21 over 95 innings of relief. And, of course, what has he done in the replay so far? Well, let's take a look. He's been in 7 games. He's 0-2 with an 11.88 over 8 1/3 innings, in which he surrendered 16 hits. So you think, well, maybe not the best choice. The card is much better than that, of course. And him and Hamilton both worked this game in real life. With 3 right-handed batters due, he's the obvious choice here. It'll be Pedro Gonzalez to lead it off. He's 1 for 3 today. Reniff gets the sign from Gibbs. They wind up on the pitch to Pedro. 1-7 right-handed, a single to 6, and on a 4, that's going to be down for a leadoff single. So Gonzalez with the leadoff single. He's a star 15 stealer. Reniff doesn't have Downing's hold. They'll have to hold him on. That would make him a 13. Would he try to go? Yankees expecting the bunt. They pull the corners in, and Brown's going to lay it down. He's a B, he becomes a C. On a 3C, he beats out the bunt. Oh my God, can you believe it? So a bunt single for Brown. And Cleveland is in business. First and second, nobody out. And here's Askew. Askew, a terrible bunter, so they'll play back. Askew 0 for 3 today. Reniff now working out of the stretch. The pitch to Joe Askew, a 1-7 is a fly ball to center. White has it. Runners hold. And now Cleveland will have to do the same. They'll have to send up a hitter for Tiant. So both starting pitchers just marvelous today. They did not use a pinch hitter in this game, so I'm on my own here. They don't really have an appropriate left-handed hitter. We'll give them the best shot we can, though. We're going to send up Chuck Hinton, the right-handed hitting first baseman. Hinton normally starts at first base, at least versus left-handed pitchers, and what's he done on the replay? He's only been in 7 ball games. He's 4 for 12 with 2 runs batted in. So right on right here. First and second, 1 down. From the stretch, the pitch to Hinton. A 3-11 right-handed, a ground ball to third base. Trash down to Richardson. That'll be all. (5-3) Brown is forced. Runners at the corners with 2 away, and here's Davalillo. Reniff trying to get out of the jam now. Runners take their lead. Reniff from the stretch. The pitch to Vic. 3-8. It's a high fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Maris to the track, to the wall. It's gone. Vic Davalillo, the unlikely home run. It's a big one. It's a 3-run blast. Oh my God, let's take another look. He's a weak, which means he cannot homer off of the pitcher's card. The only possible way for him to do it is to roll the 3-8, 1 through 6, and the roll of a 5. He nailed it. Just did clear the fence. It's a 3-run home run for Vic Davalillo. And that blows the game open here in the 9th inning. Momentary thoughts of pulling Reniff. But with the right-handed Alvis up, that doesn't make a lot of sense. We'll give him one more batter. Johnny Keene's getting Mr. Ball 4 himself, Jim Bouton, up in the pen. And here's Alvis now, 1 for 4. Reniff the windup. Pitch to Alvis, 3-7. Grounder to short. It's Boyer. 2 Pepitone. And the side is retired, but not before Cleveland plates 3 on a 3-run homer by Vic Davalillo, and I would have to assume that's his first home run of the season. Let's take a look. It certainly is. Hell, it might be the only one he hits. Let's look at his card in real life. He hit 3 home runs that year in real life. So there's one of them. We'll need a new pitcher for Cleveland. Tiant, 8 innings, only allowed 2 hits today. What a game. As good as Downing was, Tiant was even a little bit better. One run. He walked 4. They were close. 5 hits and a walk, 2 hits, 4 walks. So they both gave up 6 base runners. Only 4 Ks for Tiant, kind of un-Tiant-like. 4-1 ball game. Tresh, Pepitone, and Clinton do. Let's see here. They're going to bring in Bob Allen, if for no other reason. First of all, I was looking for pitchers that have saves on their card. McMahon and Allen would be the main 2, and I'm shocked. Now that I have these stats, it's very enlightening. Bob Allen has not been in a ball game yet in this replay. He worked 51 innings of relief that year, lefty. So Allen coming on for his first appearance of the season. Tresh, Pepitone, and Clinton due for New York. Yes, Benz, you see the power ratings here. There's only 2 ratings. It's N or W. If you're a W and you hit the home run on the pitcher's card, let's find a pitcher that has one. There you go. Boughton, 5-5, N home run 1 through 9. If the batter's a W, that becomes a 2-star single. Four to 1 Cleveland. The Indian machine continues to roll. The Yankees continue to struggle. Tresh 0 for 2 with a walk. Switch hitter will turn around and bat right-handed against Allen. Here's the windup. Pitch to Tresh is a 5-7. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And there's one away, and here's Pepitone. Pepitone 0 for 3 today. He's grounded to second base all 3 times. And here's the pitch. 6-11 is a tapper to shortstop. That's Brown. Over to Whitfield, and the Yankees are down to their last out, and it will be Lou Clinton. Clinton actually gets better against left-handed pitching, so he'll come to bat here. He's also 0 for 3 today. Allen looking to lock it down. Gets the sign from Askew now. The pitch to Clinton, a 4-8 to the righty. Base hit up the middle. The Yankees are not dead yet. A 2-out single by Clinton. And here's Clete Boyer. Boyer 1 for 3 with a double. Allen now from the stretch. 3-9 left-hander. That's a grounder to second base. It's Gonzalez to Whitfield, and that's the ball game. No runs, a hit, 1 left. 4-1 the final. What a ball game. I'm not sure about the save, Ben. I'll tell you why, because I'm not the official scorer. When I manually enter the game into the Strat-O-Matic Windows game, the computer decides those things. But under the actual 1966 rules, you're right. It would not be a save, but I'm going along with whatever Strat-O-Matic assigns. I think they're using the 1969 and on rules. And thank you, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's a great ball game, with both pitchers pitching to a draw, I should say. Both pitchers dueling to a draw for 8 innings. I'm going to award the Chief Spokane Gary Player of the Game to Vic Davalillo. 3 for 5 with a game-winning 3-run homer. It'll be interesting to see what the Windows game assigns now, Ben. Reniff will take the loss. We know that. He drops to 0-3, and God, it's a pretty good card, but I'm thinking maybe the Yankees should start going to somebody else in these situations. He gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, inflating his already high 11.88 ERA. Tiant picks up the win. He's 2-0. We'll see about the save. I'm going to leave that blank. Allen, 1 inning, 1 hit. No runs, no walks, 1 K. So your totals on the game for Cleveland: 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. For the Yankees, just 3 hits, 1 run. They made 2 errors. And that's your final from Yankee Stadium. Boy, that was a good one. Good crowd on hand for it, too. I appreciate it. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me today. Tomorrow's game, well, let me tell you what we've got on the slate for tomorrow. 1 p.m. Pacific, as always. It's going to be the Los Angeles Dodgers at the San Francisco Giants. As the Giants try to make up some ground in the standings, it will be Don Drysdale and Juan Marichal. How many of you remember the last game Marichal pitched? A 1-hit shutout in which he faced the minimum. So that promises to be a good one. Please join me for that. In the meantime, thanks again. Spokane Steve wishing you all a very pleasant Sunday evening. Take care, everybody.